Hey guys, it's Joe here, the Joe Madden Sports Podcast, joined this afternoon by Coach James Young of Sports Grid. Coach, welcome back to the show.
Thanks for having me back on. I'm not at the beach club today. Weather isn't cooperating too much in Jersey, so it's great to be on your show as usual.
Well, the weather isn't cooperating here up in Canada either, but looking ahead at the next week, we are going to have some beautiful weather, plus 30 Celsius. Don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. Would have to Google it, but definitely double the temperature I'm having right now.
Very good. I could not convert Celsius to Fahrenheit either. So
okay, 86 is what we're getting.
Oh, all right, that's good. Take that all day.
That's my favorite temperature for sure, James. I'm looking forward to it. It's Calgary Stampede up here. If you didn't know that, best time to be in Calgary. So anyone traveling up here definitely should check out the Calgary Stampede. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Definitely sounds like interesting. I'll just keep myself by the beach if the weather cooperates.
It's probably a better place to be, and it will definitely cost a lot less money. The memes going around is you need about $30,000 to survive the 10 days of the Calgary Stampede. They're joking, but it is like $20 a drink. So
sounds like New York City.
Yeah, you have to make sure you have a couple drinks at home before you go to the concerts and stuff. It's just one of those things. But James, we have so much going on in the sporting world. We know only MLB is really playing unless you like CFL, but we still have things going on in the NBA. We have the Summer League coming up. We got the question mark on Kevin Durant. I need to get your thoughts on this.
Well, it's the Nets are playing hardball, which they should, Joe. In the fact of, he's got 4 years left on his contract. So they got to get the best deal possible. A bunch of teams have called. There's always the rumblings of Phoenix at one point. You've heard Miami. You've heard a bunch of teams. I went on Sports Grid about 5 days ago with Scott Farrell, I think on Friday, and talked and floated the idea of the New Orleans Pelicans. Why? Brandon Ingram, another young player. That solidifies the all-star player and the additional young piece and the draft capital. And KD can slide into Brandon Ingram's spot. And you have KD, Valanciunas, CJ McCollum, and obviously Zion Williamson. That's a dynamic 4 out of 5. That can compete with any team
Absolutely.
in the Western Conference. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with KD. But the Nets aren't afraid to wait this out to get their asking price. I just don't know how they're going to show up to training camp with both Kyrie and KD there. If anyone gets moved earlier, it may be Kyrie because you're not going to get, the same value. You'll get maybe 30, 40 cents on the dollar as opposed to KD where you have to pay almost full price.
Now, James, I have to ask you, as a coach, if the Nets don't let him go and he's staying there, what does that do to a team when a player has requested a trade, doesn't want to play there anymore? Is that not good for the team, or do you think the team will still rally behind him?
Well, it's not good for the coach. I'll tell you what, that press conference, if him and Kyrie are there, bring your popcorn because it'll be very interesting to see how that all transpires.
Yep.
But when it gets down to it, if the Nets move Kyrie, they may try to sell KD on, hey, this is what we got back. Let's make this work. I just don't know if KD's going to be down for that if they don't get the right package back.
Absolutely. It's going to be really interesting. Any thoughts on if he could possibly come to Toronto? I know at one point people were saying that's where they thought he would land. He was a favorite to go to Toronto. I don't see it happening personally. I'd love to see it happen, though.
I mean, that's a good spot. An up-and-coming team, well-run organization. Nick Nurse is one of the best coaches, obviously top of the 5 best coaches in the league. So I think it makes a lot of sense that way. The issue is Toronto does not want to trade Scotty Barnes.
Yeah.
And I get it. I mean, folks, I get it. But if it's Scotty Barnes and let's say Boucher and you still have KD and Fab Five Freddy and Siakam and Trent with Nick Nurse, you got to ask yourself, how long is the window for the rest of the guys around Scotty Barnes? I get Scotty Barnes as a phenomenal talent. And I'm not saying that they should be willing to part with him. But Kevin Durant, folks, is still one of the top 10 players in the NBA.
Absolutely.
And will be for the next 3 or so years. He's in the contract for 4. Be careful when you say, I don't want to give up this piece. Scotty Barnes had a great first year, great rookie of the year. Rookie of the year, great year. But don't think that he has to become like the untouchable in order to land a guy like Kevin Durant.
It's going to be really interesting. Lots of drama happening with that. Now, the NBA Summer League kicks off today, Coach. What are you liking out of the games playing?
Well, you got to talk about what is going on in Oklahoma City.
Okay.
Sam Presti's done a really great job, Joe, in the way of he's established and got these kids. And I see something really special already forming between Chet Holmgren and Josh Giddey. 2-man game, 2-man basketball, big guys who can shoot the ball, handle the ball. Pokachevsky showed me something. Robinson Earls gave him minutes off the bench. All without SGA. So watch for Oklahoma City. I got a feeling they could trade SGA to get more draft capital and run this team through Giddey and Chet. Now, in regards to tonight, let's see if Chet plays.
Yeah.
I had a great first game. Second game, kind of teetered towards the end. He looked like he didn't look really good the second half, like he tired out. 3 games in 3 nights. Let's see. If you see that he is in the lineup, take Oklahoma City. Right now, they're getting 1.5 to Philly. Makes me believe that he may not be in the lineup. So check that out before you go and you place your wagers. In regards to the other games coming on later today, this is it now, Joe.
Yeah.
10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. West Coast. Houston, Orlando. Banchero, versus Jabari Smith. That whole debate with the number 1 pick gets played out. And then the nightcap, midnight. Shaden Sharp and the Portland Trailblazers. And my pick that he could be Rookie of the Year.
Ooh, I like that.
Jaden Ivey. I think Jaden Ivey is an absolute stud. And it's going to be interesting to see. And if this is playing true, the line on this game tonight is -3.5. Folks, for what I saw, and you got to check later to see who's going to play tonight. Who is on the Summer League roster right now for Detroit? Stewart, Cunningham, Ivy, Sadiq Bey, Killian Hayes. Guys are playing everybody. They're playing all the young kids. So if that's the line, and we get confirmation that all of those kids are playing, you better run to that window and take the Pistons -3.5 points.
I love it. Coach, thanks for all the great information on tonight's games in the Summer League of the NBA. What is happening for you this week on Sports Grid?
Well, we'll see how I'm feeling, kind of getting over this illness a little bit. I may be on with Gabe and Cam either tonight and tomorrow. But Saturday, betting above the rim, myself and John Sames, the Shanes and James show, we call it, 8 to 10 a.m., Sirius Channel 159, all of Sports Grid radio affiliates. Come check us out. We'll talk about the futures. We'll talk Summer League, and we'll sprinkle some WNBA.
I love it. Coach, thank you so much for everything that you do in this industry. Keep crushing it on your shows over there at Sports Grid. And thank you for coming on the Joe Madden Sports Podcast and breaking down these things today.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you.